All right, this I'm finally gonna make this video. I literally can't sit by and just not say anything, but I'm just gonna wait till people get here. I'm gonna do an announcement about this and just see who gets here. But I literally cannot sit on this anymore and just like not talk about it. I've been like I'm like really pissed at the femboy scene. Like I'm really like pissed at the femboy space. I don't want to talk about it like as soon as possible. I wonder if she's gonna be here on the stream, but like I have like a really mixed feelings with the femboy space. I don't really like the femboy space. I thought about quitting the femboy space. I thought about like quitting content, but like I'm like so pissed, and like I want to do something with the femboy space to change it. That like I think like I was gonna like here's what happened. I was thinking about making a video about this on Monday. I was gonna start on Monday, but I literally can't let this sit in my mind. Like I need to talk about like the biggest problems I have with the femboy space, and I need to talk about it like now, because like I don't think it's ever gonna get any better. And there is like I'm shaking talking about this because like I don't think anybody's gonna like follow through with it, because there's so many like fucked up shit in the femboy space. Like I'm like really mad at the femboy space. What did we do? It's not okay. It's not like my own community. It's just everything in the femboy space I just really hate. Like there's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna talk about it. I spent like just let me calm down because I have just like I want you guys to get some context. Okay, I have been researching the problems in the femboy space for a whole year, and I've been holding it off until this very moment. There are so many issues I have in the femboy space, which has stressed me out like beyond like anything. Like I am like beyond stressed out. So I want to talk about two things in the femboy space that I have seen that is the biggest issue I see. If I can make a fucking straight line, we're going back to the OG days of me using this. I want to talk about the NSFW. That's obviously the biggest problem I see in the space, and the diversity. I like the diversity space. I want to talk about this too, because like I gotta talk about the diversity first now, because I don't have that much research on it, but I am so confident in like what I'm saying for the diversity part, just from how much I've been in the space and how much I've just seen. So like with how long I've been here. Yeah, this looks like a W. I'll fix that real quick. So anyways, let me fix this real quick. NSFW and then the diversity. So I want to talk about diversity first, even though it's on the right. There's just a lack of diversity. Like just straight up just lack of diversity, right? Like I've seen so many people on the femboy space. Okay, so like throughout my times I was like on the femboy space, I talked to like a shit ton of people. I've seen a lot of people like in the comment section. I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of freaking everything within the space. But I have not, like, everyone I've seen in the space is just, it's just white. They're just pale. Like it's just like the reason I talk about this is because like I feel like there is no there's no awareness of like a black femboy in existence, because what I was hearing about was like I've only like throughout my times in the space as a content creator and what I've seen in the space, I've only seen like I've only heard of 2 black femboys in existence, which is like a fucking crazy. Like it's actually like fucking crazy. Like, and then I saw someone in my own staff team, my own staff team in my own server, my Discord server, which y'all could join in the description. They were saying how like people were asking questions like could they be a femboy, because they were saying if they could be a femboy in the first place because they're black, which makes it seem like since there's a lot of people in the fucking femboy space are like pale and there's no awareness of like black femboys in existence, it's just like it's just the idea that question pops in my mind just makes me so sad and frustrated. The space, it's just like it's just insane. Cause like, yeah, there's like I don't know about like the mixed race. I haven't seen like a lot of like mixed race stuff, cause like the only Latino I'm aware of that does content creation too in this space is me, and I don't know anybody else. It's just crazy. There's not enough diverse in the femboy space. Another thing is the fucking like body image issues. Like it's just insane. Like it's just like throughout my time on the freaking like femboy space, on the like I think throughout all my time I've seen people promote like quote unquote body diversity is literally only my video talk about expectations versus reality for femboys. Like that is the only time I've seen or heard of discussions of like it's okay to be like not skinny and being a femboy. It like those are the only two things. That's the only time I've seen this after my years of being here. It's actually just insane. Like that's like a big issue I want to address. I can't like I really like my only solution I can think of. Like I just wish there was a lot more like exposure or just like content or like anything just to like promote diversity. Like if you're like a mixed race black like femboy watching the channel, please like create content. Like trust me, like anybody that just create content, I want to create content, just do it. Like the diversity is heavily needed in the femboy space. It's like bad. It's really fucking bad. And then another thing I hate too is the NSFW cycle. Like holy shit, like I have like this right here, I think has maybe super depressed. Like I'm not even kidding. This rabbit hole I thought would just be like a one and done thing. Like, oh, it's just people like I first thought it was like, okay, just people just being like down bad, horny, whatever. And then just, you know, like just needing to learn how to like limit themselves. No, it goes fucking deep. Like I'm not even kidding. This is the deepest rabbit hole I've seen in the femboy space. And I'm at the point where I'm like mad, frustrated, disappointed, so many negative emotions. It is super duper like long, and I want to talk about it. So one of the first things I want to discuss is how long I've been researching this. I want to count the pages I have done on this research. I have 11 pages here, I have 9 pages here, I have 9 pages here, I have around 2 pages here. So like I've done a lot of like research on this. I know that doesn't sound like a lot of pages, but I'm just picking the ones that I have best, like literally the best form of like notes I have done so many. I've looked for so many pages. I typed up so many notes on my phone, and this is just for my only one part of it. I have like so many fucking notes on this. It's actually like crazy. So how I first started was I've seen a lot of stuff in the femboy space which has been like a lot of sexualized content. I know you all seen all the sexualized content. I know you all seen all of the sexualized content on the space. Like you look up femboys, and even on my own freaking server. Let me go back and find what I have been looking at. I did like a quick little research on my server, which I was looking at the stuff online, be like, okay, let's see how many femboys are technically, you know, NSFW. And throughout all my posts, when I looked up on YouTube, just straight up like anonymous search, new browser, everything, look up femboys, 43 of them were sexual and 57 were non-sexual, which I thought was a really high freaking rate for this. Because that's a lot of, I don't care what people say, that's a lot of posts that are sexual on the femboy space, which I don't like a lot, especially since given my audience, because I know people lie about their age, even though my user base is technically 47%, not 47%, my 6 technically quote unquote 48.9%, but you know, people fucking lie about that. So I calculated it as the best I could to make it more like accurate, quote unquote, but which would be around 35.7%. So if 35.7% of the audience is like 13, 17 being exposed to so many sexual content, I feel like that's just a recipe for disaster. Like it's just a fucking disaster. Like I'm just gonna say it's just how can people lie? Because people can just put like, you can literally put down your age, or like you can literally just put down like some random thing, be like birthday, like your birthday, month, and then your birth year to be like 1993. Like that's all you gotta do. And then the part that gets now here's the depressing part I'm going to start talking about now. Like if you're not like good with handling this shit, I would recommend clicking off if you're in a bad mood, because you do not want to get your mood to be ruined by me. Okay, like this, I'm sorry, like I really need to make this fucking like stream thing to get this out of my body. Like I've been holding on this for a whole year and I just can't hold it anymore. So basically how it first started was I was recognizing how bad the femboy scene was, and I've seen like a very similar correlation between like issues that women have, which is the sexualized content in media. Because what I noticed that a lot of media content, like content online, I'll just do media, like the media online is NSFW, because how people say is that sex sells, you know. So basically, like back in 2010s, you see a bunch of like Hollywood movies, you've seen a bunch of like Carl's Jr. ads are really good at this. They have like, you know, they have like supermodel woman like in bikinis eating a burger, you know, looking hot, which with people that watch the ad, like if you're a guy that's into like, you know, woman, you're gonna be like, oh, hot woman eat a burger and I want to eat a burger now, yum 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 yum, you know. But then if you're a woman watching that, you're not thinking like, oh, like I'm into a hot woman, you know, because most people are straight. People are going to see that and think, oh, I need to look like that woman to be appealing to the men in the world, you know. So that's what they think while watching that content, right? Which I thought to myself, I was like, okay, that seems very similar in the femboy space, because a lot of that space that showed women in media are very usually really, really skinny and like, you know, usually sexualized and creates body image issues onto women, which I can see that happening in the femboy space. I see in the femboy space people like literally my own statistic right here, just like talking about that stuff. Did I get a warning on here? Okay, no. Donors, thank you. I feel like there's a problem with the representation media. Like every single femboy movies and TV shows, very skinny, pale femboys. It just hurts. I want to be a femboy, but I feel like I'm gonna be because of my size. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I literally feel the exact same fucking way, and I'm like pissed. I'm like pissed about this. So again, if you look at like the statistics, where 43% of what I've seen, again only 100, not a good sample size, is sexual. A lot of people in the femboy space are going to replicate the sexual actions, and they're not going to think about it. That's like, it's like the same thing that that woman view on like movies that have a bunch of like sexualized woman. If you're on like content, is seeing that over and over as femboys in movies. I feel like there's more femboys in anime than anything, but I feel like the most common thing we replicate is the fuck, I'm blanking out so hard. I'm sorry, chat. Is like the YouTube content, the TikTok content, all that stuff, right? Which I thought about. I was like, okay, this sounds very familiar. Like this whole like woman and femboy issue seems to correlate. Which I realized these gender roles, the gender roles of feminine is the big mass issue. It's not a gender thing, but it's the role of it. Like feminine, masculine, they all have their own issues, you know. So I contact my sociology professor about this, saying, hey, like I'm in the femboy space, and I noticed that a lot of the things that is common with a woman is very common in the femboy space. And then she told me to watch a documentary, which I'm gonna have to be very careful to list the things on here, because some of it is really fucking bad that I don't think YouTube would like even me discussing about it one bit. So I'm going to try to think of the words to say this, because I'm still having a hard time discussing this even like a year later, because this documentary I was watching, which my sociology professor told me to like watch and like take notes on, I literally had to stop watching like 3 times just because I was just disturbed by the content of it. So basically, like the rundown of it, there was a you know, actually, I'll say it like this. So I'm aware there's a lot of like young folks in the femboy space. They see the NSFW behaviors and they replicate it. There was a similar thing happening in a different case in the 1996 in a county which had a lot of the young folks doing a very similar action due to either the music during the time or during like the media during the time, whatever it is. And another thing, that the reason they did those actions was because of the lack of acceptance, guidance, and connection. I want to make that very cute. Acceptance. So it's the lack of acceptance, guidance, and connection. If you guys see my sexualized, like why femboys are sexualized video, you would see why. You would know about this topic. You would know about why I mentioned that. Sorry, I'm gonna use water real quick. I'm gonna make a video talk about this. I just feel like I need this fucking out now because I can't hold on to this. I feel like I have everything that I needed. So like, which I notice this is the common theme of everything that has a problem in the femboy space, everything that's a problem within the girls in 1996. Again, that's a whole 30 years ago almost. Like, this is a very common underlying theme that's going on for 30 years and nothing has been done about it, which is really depressing when you think about it that way. So you guys might think like, okay, like how the fuck is femboys lacking acceptance, guidance, and like, you know, connection, right? So here's the thing about this, right? So femboys, a lot of femboys in this space are LGBTQIA plus. So that's a very fucking awful writing on this. Let me do it again. LGB. I'm gonna lower my DPI. Okay. LG So LGBTQIA plus, right? So what happens during this? So like if like we're like in the minority group, so a lot of folks that identify as lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, you know, all that jazz, asexual. And what happens is that since you're like in a minority group, you're not gonna like come out to your parents, you know, like people have this very heteronormative, like what's the word for it, like the idea that you have to be like married to, if you're a guy you have to be married to a woman, or if you're assigned male at birth you have to be a guy, you have to do guy things, you have to play football, you have to be masculine, if you're a girl you have to do girly things, you have to marry a man. But then if you have that idea of like, oh, what if I don't want to break my parents' expectations, if I do come out something bad could happen to me. And I hear a lot of stories about that in my position, which is not fun to go through. So they don't have that, they really lack the acceptance, guidance, and connection they have by just being like gay. Like it's a very sad cycle, which this is very common in the femboy space, because a lot of the femboy traits follow some form of like LGBT ideologies. Like the one I can think of is like there is a very similarities between like the trans femme and the femboy space. What I mean is like for trans femmes, I don't want to compare them both at the same time, because trans femmes because they are woman, but they're like the struggles of like, how do I say this in a better word? But basically they both want to have like, they're both like, so for trans femmes, they are girls, they are feminine, that's who they are, but they are, that's the big difference there, is that they are girls. For femboys is that they are guys, or like male identities that want to have the feminine attributes, but they are still guys. So there's very much of like a middle ground there, so which is why I correlate like the both like the LGBT ideologies. If that makes any sense, Chad. Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all? I hope that makes sense. If there's any confusion, okay, yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Glad we're on the same page. Anyways, so with that, there's this lack of acceptance, guidance, and connection. We got to make that very, 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 very clear. And then if you are desperate for a lack of acceptance, guidance, and connection, depending on your gender role, you're going to go for extreme measures to get any of this. So let's say you have, doesn't matter if you are minority in the majority, if you are straight, like you could literally, if you're in a household that doesn't give you enough acceptance, guidance, connection for you are going to go for extreme measures. And oh my fucking god, like this is like I think this is like one of the most saddest like things I have ever researched in my entire life, which I kid you not, the like December 2023 to now, I think I have been the most depressed I've ever been, and I've been through a lot of tough shit. This I think has been the most saddest thing I've ever seen, because what I learned from this is that depending on your gender role, you're to go for extreme measures. So for the femme stuff, you can see where it's going. You're going to sexualize yourself. That's the easiest way you could get the acceptance, guidance, and connection. And then for the mask stuff, you're gonna go for the violent you're gonna go for violence, because a lot of stuff in the media you see is very violent. But we're gonna focus on the femme stuff because that's the whole focus on it. This is a whole different other issue which I'm gonna talk about in a future video. Hopefully, I usually say future videos, but I never fucking do it. Anyways, so the whole femboy space is just a bunch of sexualization because there is not enough acceptance, guidance, and connection. And this is a big fucking issue. All three of this is a big entire issue, all right? So this one is because of the lack of acceptance of just the LGBT plus ideologies in households and in communities and all that kind of stuff. So if you don't have enough acceptance, you're going to yearn for that by going onto the internet and sexualize yourself online, which a lot of femboys are doing that like right fucking now. And then the lack of guidance, this is another thing too. You are going on the internet to figure out how you can be a femboy, and if a lot of that stuff is sexualized content online, you're just going to think that's the guidance you need. And then for the connection part, you're going to feel a lot more connected to someone that's going to sexualize you than anybody else that treats you. Imagine you're in a position where someone treats you like shit, and that's the only thing you ever known in life. It's like someone being like horrible to you, like degrading you, calling you names, horrible shit, maybe even beating you up at some point in your life. And the next thing you know, you are in the space of a bunch of like horny people are at, and they start like talking to you in a very sexualized way. For once in your life, you feel recognized for who you are, and that's who you'll be. But there are moments where you just feel like something's not right, but you just don't know any better, because that's the first time in your life someone has ever recognized for who you are as a person, or like who you are. And then you get stuck in a cycle, you know? It's a very sad fucking cycle, right? And I don't want to like... Another thing I want to point out is I don't want to downplay like the whole like sexual activity stuff at the same time, because there has been like a whole method on the connection with the sexual activity. But there's a difference between sexual activities done with like consent and like quote unquote normal versus like sexualizing, if that makes sense. Because there's this thing called the pro-sex, like the sex positive feminism, which basically what it is the right to explore someone's body and sexual desire, which is also common in the LGBT plus space, since people that are not recognized for their own gender, once they're doing these sexual activities, they'll feel recognized. Let's say you have two partners, right? They're both gay, or one of them is trans, and that person has never been like really recognized as the gender who they are. And if they partake in a sexual activity between both consenting adults and they're recognized for the gender who they are, then they're gonna, feel like that's the person who they are. They feel connected, which that's like a fine way to do it. But there's a huge difference if you're seeing a bunch of content that's online that's just like constantly like sexualization with no other form of like personality traits, if that makes sense. Like, because if you have this whole sexualized space and then that's the only thing you're recognized for, I feel like you're gonna only be seen just as like a sex object in a way. Like, and that's not a good thing. That'll do more harm than good. I know some people like that sexual activity, but like nobody likes being seen as a sex object. It's just awful. It's just really fucking awful. Like, it's just awful. Like fuck, man. Like it's just a really awful fucking cycle. Like I used to promote like my whole channel to be like think about like, oh, anybody like at all ages could be a fucking femboy. But now I'm at this point in stage, and with the only growing trend, because femboys right now, if you look at Google Trends right now, femboys is at one of the highest peak of popularity it's ever been. I'm at the point where I don't even want to promote like femboys as like an old ages thing anymore, because with how sexualized everything is. But I feel like it's okay to be feminine and like not sexualize yourself at any age. It's just the femboy space is just so sexual, and I don't know, it's just frustrating. I say I don't know why, but I fucking know why. But it's like nothing I could do. And another thing about that is there's a lot beyond this than just fucking this, the sexualization. Because there's this whole like, I don't know if y'all know, but femboys have a lot of like short form content. So we're talking about short form. Like this is like, oh my god, short form. All right. So y'all know about the short form content. Y'all know about how addicting that is, how addicting TikTok is, how addicting YouTube Shorts is. Like the most recent news you hear about, like they're going to probably withhold or commit to the TikTok ban, which is funny because YouTube Shorts is still a thing. But who cares about that? Who fucking cares? So anyway, so we're gonna talk about the short form addiction. Actually, we're talking about addiction. This is another big thing, is the addiction. There is a big addiction problem in the femboy space, which I know y'all are gonna think like, oh, is it like drugs, alcohol? No, it's something else completely different. Y'all are gonna be kind of like flabbergasted about this, because I literally just found this out about like a day or two ago. But yeah, I was in Discord once, they blacklisted the word femboy, but not the queer term. It says a lot about how sexual they are. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just so sad. I feel like they're like, it shouldn't be sexualized. Like, I feel like femboys should not be in this position where they are sexualized. But it's at the point where it's so bad that everywhere I go when I look up femboys, I've chat, like I have denied so many like opportunities for myself for femboys just because somebody else has some form of like sexualized content. It is actually like so sad, and it's like I regret like being in this space literally because of how sexualized everything is. Like it's just too much. It's literally just too much. I feel like it's just like the whole it feels like the whole existence of femboys is just for like sex. That's it. Doesn't matter if you like actually wearing like cute feminine things, which that's another problem too. It's just the meta of it all. Oh, I punched my mic. I'm so sorry. It's just like it's just like a giant fetish. I'm not even kidding, chat. Like it's the prime definition of fetish. Like, let me look at Google definition of fetish. Ooh, look at this, chat. Like, I'm not even kidding. Look at this. a form of sexual desire in which gratification is strongly linked to a particular object or an activity or part of the body other than sexual organs. I can literally list you what the fuck this is right now. To a particular object, that's thigh highs. That's literally thigh highs, right? That's literally just thigh highs. The particular object, thigh highs. Other part that's under the organs, thighs. Literally these two. And the amount of times where I see people not talk about other fashion stuff for femboys besides thigh highs and skirts is just abysmal. Like, I do not want to participate in this space if everything about this space is just fucking sexual. It's just, oh my god, it's just frustrating. Because like I went to space thinking like, oh, we're going to talk about like feminine things even though you are assigned male at birth and you know you are a guy. That's chill. But no, it's just a fucking fetish test and I don't fucking like it one bit. It's really disappointing. It's just like really awful. Like, it's got, okay, anyways, back to what I was saying. The addiction. Like, it's just bad. Okay, so we're talking about two things. One thing is the short form content. Short form. All right, so there has been like a few studies for saying short form content is just really addictive because it gives you that dopamine rush of like the next video. The stuff is popping out. Click, you know? You're just getting nonstop new stuff. It gives you that dopamine like feed, you know? And since there's like quite a big chunk of like people that's under the age of 18 that's watching short form content, it creates this addiction. It creates a fucking addiction cycle, you know? It feels like gambling. You keep on watching that, right? The reason I say is because a lot of the short form content is femboys, right? So like femboys, I would say femboys are really dominant in this short form content, all right? Another thing I want to talk about is the NSFW addiction, which this is the one I learned from my college class yesterday, which made me want to stream ASAP about this or make a video about this ASAP. But I literally can't like just not like wait for a video long. I need to get this out like my body ASAP. So the NSFW cycle, I actually have a really great video about this. All right, so or a TED Talk video. All right, so basically what they said is, so this is the reason why, you know, I think I should just let them talk about it. Like, okay, I'll let the TED Talk speak for itself because it's a really fucking great video. And then I'm gonna stop at a certain point, and then I'll continue yapping for myself. I think this point right here is a good area. I'm gonna let it talk for itself. It's just really good. So basically, the context for this video is that this is a it's talk about how porn addicts affects their brain. Which I noticed, if you just literally for this video, if you take out the word porn and just literally just substitute that with just femboys or the sexualization, you're gonna see a very similar thing happening. I'll just play it right here because this is the time step I thought would work.
Dopamine, delta phosphate, brain changes. One of the first changes is
okay, so for context, your brain changes with your dopamines because this thing called delta phosphate is what causes the addiction of the dopamine like cycle to go on. If that makes sense. So that's the context. Is that the delta phosphate is basically what causes the binging of it all. I'll just go back here and just let it explain it.
This buildup of delta phosphate starts to alter the brain and promotes a cycle of binging and craving. If the binging continues, the delta phosphate builds up and it can lead to brain changes seen in all addicts. So the dominoes are excess consumption, excess dopamine, delta phosphate, brain changes. One of the first changes is a numb pleasure response. It kicks in, and so everyday pleasures really don't satisfy a porn addict.
Okay, so this part right here, where everyday pleasures don't really satisfy a porn addict. This is the biggest thing I have ever seen in my life. That is like the biggest, like this is important to know. All right. So if you literally just take out literally the word femboy, just like sexualize anything. Like, again, this right here, right? Again, this is the same cycle for addiction. So this goes for short form content and it's a W. So imagine when you combine the two. Like, this is bad. This is horrible, okay? Because the reason I say this is that imagine you combine it to where the everyday pleasures don't satisfy, like, you know, femboys anymore. how the fuck are we going to break free from this cycle? It's like how the fuck, you know, like what the fuck do you do? Cause I thought about it, I was like, okay, let me try to make videos longer form. You can't do that because they're addicted to short form, right? And then I'm thinking about, okay, what are the NSW? What if you do safer work and explain the issue, right? It's not gonna work because they're addicted to short form NSW and the femboy thing, so you get that connection and acceptance that you feel as a femboy. It's just fucking insane to me. Like, another thing too, I'm gonna keep displaying because they say another critical key information too, which I'm going to view. Let me just refresh this.
At the same time, other physical changes in the brain make the brain hyperreactive to porn. Everything else in the porn user's life is sort of boring, but porn is super exciting. Finally, his willpower erodes as his frontal cortex changes. I can't emphasize this enough. All addictions share these same brain changes and the same molecular switch that kicks them in, delta phos-B. Now, scientists have used brain scans to measure these changes in drug addicts. Up here, these scans show a reduced pleasure response in drug addicts. These and several other changes have also been seen in gambling addicts, food addicts, very recently in video game addicts, and now in internet addicts.
That's what I want to see here too. This internet addiction. Like, I know this is not like I know this is very like controversial, I would say, because a lot of it, I'm on the fucking internet talking about femboys and y'all are on the internet, so like we're gonna take this with a grain of salt. But there's a lot of research here talking about this. But I didn't look at this yet, but I do want to make this clear. All right, I do want to make this very, very clear. This quote unquote internet addiction, I could see being happening if, again, you are lacking this. All right, so I want to put this here just as like a just in case scenario type of thing. Like internet, you know. So like if you have someone that's addicted to the internet because they don't have the acceptance, guidance, and connection in their own country or their own place, they want to yearn for that support, that connection, that guidance that they truly that everyone truly deserves. All right. And then you realize you're a femboy, all right? And then you go on to that femboy rabbit hole, which is most common as a short form content. You get addicted to that short form content. You get addicted to the NSW cycle of it because you are so into because you actually feel accepted and recognized, and you're getting that guidance on how to be a femboy, even though you don't know any better on like what's the difference between right and wrong. So you get stuck in this addictive cycle, right? And then you have someone like me being like, hey, stop, guys, you don't do this. There's different ways to be a femboy and not fucking sexualize yourself, you know. But then there's this problem that exists, right? Can they watch longer form content that's talking about this, right? Or can they stop the NSW cycle because it just feels so good? Are they willing to stop and start something new for their own, like for themselves, you know? Because this greatly depends on the person. And other things that can they, you know, get off the internet and like try applying these stuff into like real life, you know? All of this is like the biggest like problem I have ever seen in my life. And given the position I'm at, where I have 50,000 subs and like people are watching this, like thousands of people watching my videos, and they don't like being sexualized either, it's like, what the fuck can I do in this position? Like Brew Chat, like I have spent so many nights crying for this space because I literally don't know what the fuck to do. Like I'm still learning about myself. I'm only 21. I'm going to college. I was going through some like mental like stability stuff, and I am getting so like sad and emotional over this because I feel like this is not talked about enough. Nobody talks about this. This is so normalized to the point where I feel like it's weird. And I want like this to be like anybody could be a femboy and want to do it, but it's just the fucking space, man. It's like what the fuck can I do to like fix it? It's like I know the solution, but like can we really do something about this? Like can we spread awareness about this and then just like, you know, find a solution, like, you know, like have a community where all can just like exist without being like sexualized? Or do we have to like because it's just so frustrating, man. Because I thought of the solution, right? So obviously the solution is to find like different methods to like to be like not safe, like to be safe for work, you know? So like some solution could be like, you know, find acceptance and, you know, connection from friends that, you know, don't sexualize you. Like people like I have my server, my Discord server is like really great example for this. Like they are like, it's like I've seen a lot of people in that server say they feel accepted and they feel really like happy being in the server because they feel like being recognized and not being like, you know, sexualized. And we work really fucking hard on this. So we are really, really, really dedicated to this. And another thing is like, so like, I'll just say, I'm gonna say besties on here. Besties. Yay, besties! Yippee, yippee, yippee! But then also just being more like, what is like a friend, you know? Because like, again, like there's so many so many people don't know what's the difference between right and wrong. And depending on their age, they might not even know what is right or wrong. And that's okay. Just nobody knows what's right or wrong. But it's just until you recognize, like, I didn't. Okay, like there's so many issues and solutions I want so bad, but I'm only one person, so it's really fucking hard and stressful to do all this. So I'm gonna make a video about this called relationship advice. Relationship. I can't spell it. You guys get my relationship advice. Just literally talk about like boundaries and shit on what to look out for, and hopefully people follow that. But again, the whole like sexualized stuff makes you feel good. So are people actually gonna do it? I don't know. That's another problem too, right? Okay, another thing, we have the besties solution, right? Just having someone there for you to accept you guys as a connection, right? And also just surround, not only just on like online, but also in person. Yeah, I can't stress this enough, but having like an in-person friend, even just one, or having anybody that you could just like talk to, see their face, recognize, you know, just like even like if you physically hug them, you know, like that is like so much more better than just like in person, like than being addicted on internet, just relying on the internet only and being really afraid of like in-person interactions, if that makes sense. Like it is so important to like have like someone being there for you, or like being there, you them be there for you and you being there for them. Another thing is just fuck, like this is like the big thing I thought of, right? It's just like stopping the sexualization, finding other ways to get that acceptance and that connection feel, and just doing things that you feel happy for yourself. And then it's like, what the, like, but then the rest is like, what the fuck do I do? Like, I feel like we need more content creators that is spreading safe for work stuff. Like, I really, like, I talked about this, right? Like, I talked about, like, the whole femboy space to, like, people that I know. And people are saying, like, oh, you don't have any competition. Like, you know, you could just literally take the whole femboy thing and just, like, run with it, run wild, and do your own thing. Sure, I could do that. But there is so much more NSW thing, which creates, again, the cycle of addiction. We need to do something to break that cycle of addiction, or fight fire with fire. I create an addictive video that femboys are meant to watch. Get that brain rot, get that slap. The femboy situation is crazy. Get this fucking boom, 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 boom. And, like, it's just so addicting that, like, if you watch something else that's different, people are not going to be interested, you know? It's just like I feel like there's more content creators. Like we need more like if people that want to make femboy content, please do it. I heavily encourage you to do it. Like I've been dying to just see more femboys that are just not sexual. And I get so sad. I don't want. Okay, don't like fucking. Okay, chat. I'm gonna make this very fucking clear. Do not harass or go after anybody that is making sexual content. I don't fuck with like witch hunting. Going out, like, I really, really, really fucking hate that. Like, please don't ever do that. I really fucking hate it. Like, it just makes me so sad. It does more harm than good. But it just makes me so sad when I see, like, a new, like, because I see what other people watch on, like, my YouTube page. It's just so sad to see what other people audience watch. And then you see a new up-and-coming femboy. You see them, commit to some safe for work stuff, and then boom. NSW, I know her. Like, I'm like, oh fuck, like they're going down that same rabbit hole. Fuck, they're going to the same rabbit hole again. Yep, this happened again. Oh, there's another one. Oh, it happened again. It just sucks, you know. It just fucking sucks, man. It's just awful. Oh my god, it's just awful. And then another thing too, like again, more content, and then just having more, because if you have more content, you have more, guess what, chat? You have more fucking diversity. What? Like that's what we really need more. We need more diversity in this fucking space, man. Like, I'm tired of just, like it'd be so cool if there's a femboy, you know, like in media that's just not like, That's just not the same stereotypical person over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, more diversity equals socialization. Yeah, exactly. Because I see people say they want to see more femboy shit, but the only thing they see online is just sexualized content. It's just always sexualized. It's just like, bruh, you know, like terms sex sells. Yeah, it literally does. Like, I don't like. It literally does. I don't blame people that do it, but it's gotten to the point where I think it's a big issue that people are needing this, or having a lack of this, to do the sexualized stuff to finally get that. I feel like that fucks up your mind, especially if you're at a young age and you just don't know any better, and you're just going to think there's something wrong with you. You know, it's just not a fun cycle to go through. Like, I really hate it. So, oh my god. Okay, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like really fucking, I feel lightheaded. Yeah, so the solution is having like a friend system, bestie, so that's not going to take advantage of you or sexualize you. And I'm going to make a relationship advice on how to look out for good friends for this. And then I want to see more content in this space. I really encourage folks that are like femboys to just make safe for work videos. Like, I really would love that in this space, because like, god, I feel like retiring and like not making more femboy content like in this space. Like, this shit makes me so depressed. It's just, there's just always sexualized content everywhere I go. And like, I'm too even afraid to say I'm a femboy, or like even say I want to make femboy content, because I feel like people, we hear that say I'm a femboy, they're thinking of some like porn addict or something, you know, or like I'm an NSW content creator, which that's not what I'm trying to do. I think people accuse my channel of being like trying to do like horrible things and be like, oh, you're just like, you know, you do this sex stuff. I'm like, no, have you click on my channel for 2 fucking seconds? You can see everything. I hate the stereotypes of the femboys too. That's just another thing too. Just break the stereotypes of it all. Just break the cycle. Yeah, break stereotype. We need more awareness, because like, I made the fashion guide. I know I said I wear style highs and stuff just because it's just like the meta of it all, but also talk about like just having more variety. Like I never seen a femboy wear like a fucking dress. I never seen a femboy wear like pants and like a shirt and like a feminine coat. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. It's just always skirt, thigh high, skirt, thigh high, skirt, thigh high, skirt, thigh high. It's just like, have some variety, man. You know, it's just have some variety. Like, it's just fucking awful, man. But I don't want to force y'all to be like I'm not trying to force y'all, but I'm just saying, like, if you have an interest that you want to wear shit that is more feminine, that's not just a thigh high and skirt combo, feel free to do it as long as you're comfortable with it, you know. So like, yeah, sorry Thomas, I you caught me at a really funny time. I've been researching the femboy issues for like a whole year, and I've been holding it in, like just really fucking holding it in, and now I'm at the point where I'm just crashing out. Like, it's just awful, you know. But yeah, it's just a sad cycle. Like, I really wish I could talk a little bit more about it, but it's just like, it's a really depressing cycle. Like, I gotten so depressed over this. I have like, that's why I haven't uploaded as much, because like I get depressed, and I realize the position I'm at. I hate putting myself there like as like an high ego person, but like, I've seen so many people rely on like the stuff that I do for this space, that it's gotten to the point where it's overwhelming, that I'm literally like, I'm not even, like, I say literally, because I am, when I look around the space, I'm literally the only fucking content creator as a femboy that's just talking about safe for work. And you have no idea how bad this does to my mental health. Like, being like singled out as to promote like a safe for work diversity place, and then just like, you know, like, it's stressful, you know. And I gotta match the numbers that other people are pumping out, or I gotta pump out videos as much as the other people are. It's just hard, you know. It's really, I thought about quitting the space so many times. I thought about it in like October, November, December. Every month I literally think about this. I'm thinking like, I should just quit, because this is causing me way too much stress than I need to be at this age. Like, I feel like at this age I'm at, I should not be leading a community at this time of age where I don't even know myself, when I'm trying to tell people how they can help themselves and like be like, you know, be confident in themselves. It's very like stressful. It's really stressful. It's really freaking stressful. And then like, another thing too about my videos too is like, I was talking about like some video stuff. Like, I want to talk about this too, right? I hate this idea of the people are saying like, oh, like, like the quote unquote fatherless behavior, you know. Like I've seen so many people that have this quote unquote fatherless behavior stuff activity, and they are still just as masculine or just as like straight as a person could be. I've seen so many of that shit happen. And then the fact that when it comes to like some of the femboys, they just project their insecurities onto us is just fucking sickening. I'm just gonna say it because I seen a lot of like, okay, so here's the crazy thing, right? I don't give a fuck about hate comments, but on my video where I talk about like my past trauma, people are saying, oh, that makes sense. Like from people that like continually watch my channel, they just say, oh, that makes sense. Like just like, oh, just because like it's just like it's like what? Like because like, here's the thing, right? Like Gordon Ramsay, for example, like I don't know if people know about his past, but like his father didn't treat him that well, and like he's still like he's like the best renowned chef. He has a wife, he has kids, he's still a guy. But when it comes to me, if I talk about this shit, oh, it makes sense. Like what the fuck does that mean? Like what the fuck? And nobody questions my siblings, you know? They're fucking guys still. Like they're still like what? It just makes no sense. But like yeah, it's just really disappointing. I really don't like the community. Like it's just like I don't mind my community. It's just the whole representation of it, I should say, that I don't like. It's just depressing. It's just really fucking depressing, especially just once you know this information. You're like, damn, like what the fuck can you really do about this? Because I'm still struggling. Because at this point, I can't do this on my own. Like, I literally need other people's help, like, that can do this. I'm not trying to, like, put the pressure, but, like, this is literally what, like, because, like, for, as an individual perspective, y'all could create a friend system and spread awareness. For people that want to be content creators, I highly recommend doing that. Just pump content and learn from the better. And then to break the stereotype for this, like, that is basically just a big thing about this. It's just spreading more awareness or whatever. Most femboys I've seen are safe for work. That's good. I wish I could see what you're seeing. Like most of the shit I'm seeing is just mainly not safe for work. Like I'm not even trying to seek it out. Like I literally I literally went on like a whole new Google Chrome account, whole new like nothing. It just straight up like on like a new browser, new everything, no search history. Like 43 of the videos I saw were sexual out of 100, which is still a big ton. If you look at Fortnite, you're not getting that much. Probably none at all. I think I lose my voice. I'm so tired, chat. But yeah, I think it's just the oversaturation of femboy and SW thing too makes it really awful. I'm gonna make a video about this more in clarity. I just want this video out now as a starting point. I don't think people are gonna watch it all the way through, but the ones that I do, I greatly appreciate it, and the ones that stick around the stream, I'm just going to I don't know what I'm gonna do after these videos, because this femboy space really it really brings the mental health down to me. But I'm still gonna stream more. I definitely want to stream more on this channel. But like yeah, also have a space apart from the Discord server that's purely like safe for work. I've seen other people try, but like I've seen only one other community that I'm aware of. It's the Feminine Boys subreddit. They have their own Discord, and they're pretty good. So that's the only one I recommend besides mine. But yeah, chat. Anyways, I want to end the stream for now so I don't yap a lot. But if you have any, I highly recommend joining my Discord in the description. We're trying really hard on this server to make it better. I'm not sure. My next video is gonna be a little bit talk about this exact same thing again, but a lot more better structure, a lot more evidence, and a lot more better wording. I'm probably still as angry, but yeah. If I chat about communities though, it doesn't really matter, because I think if we start something as a change, and it could definitely go on over time. Because I want to make those few videos to really start with the problems I see in the space, and then see where it goes. If not, I'm just gonna leave the scene. Or just like create a new term or something. I don't know. At this point, I feel like there's either create a new term, don't call yourself a femboy, or just like we try to like create a new subsection, you know. But at this point, the whole femboy thing is just a fetish, and like I hate to call it that, but like it's really what it is. Like I'll make a video about it and then see how it goes. I'm probably gonna lose a fuck ton of subs, but like I don't fucking care. Like Whatever. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all later. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but yeah, I'll make the video soon. Should the turn be prop back on its own? Yeah, I think so too. Anyways, chat, I'll see y'all later. Bye. Oh my god. Yeah, I really want the best for this space. Sorry, like if I don't like, it's just I really want the best. I'm really passionate for this. I just really want what's best for everyone too. Like this just stressed me out so hard. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. Bye bye.